Hello guys, what's going on? It's your boy SRA here with another video. Today we're gonna be doing Canadian Grand Prix race predictions. I already recorded this once before, but then it didn't record my mic, or really it didn't record anything. So yeah, that was nice. But yeah, keep in mind I've never done this before, and yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. So, anyway, let's get to notes right there. It was Vettel on pole position with a 110, 7.764, followed by Bottas and Verstappen to close out the podium. And yeah, let's just go from top to bottom. Grosjean having a miserable practice session after his Ferrari closed out, or there was a problem with his turbo as soon as he got out, leaving him with no time. And then Ericsson is sour. There's pretty much no explanation for it. And then another extremely miserable session for Williams. And yeah, not much to say there either. Gasly not necessarily filling his potential this weekend. Something I think that could have gone a lot better for him. And then surprisingly, the McLarens were decent this weekend. But yeah, they are very slow in a straight line. I'll just say that right now. So I'm not surprised that they're in 14th, 15th. And then, yeah, amazing session for Leclerc. I thought he was going to finish around 15th because it's a Sauber. But no, 13th, and he continues to impress pretty much every team. I do think he'll be going to Ferrari next year. It might be a good idea for him to go to something like Haas or Force India. But yeah, and then Hartley, Magnussen, Perez, Sainz, Ocon, and then Hulkenberg, who will once again take 7th place in a qualifying session. I don't know what's up with Hulkenberg in 7th places. But yeah, I mean, he should honestly change his number to 7, because that's usually what he gets. But yeah. And then Hartley, not really much to say there. I mean, I'd say overall it was a good qualifying session for him. Or more like a normal one, actually, come to think of it. But yeah, and then Magnussen, very good. Very, very good, considering it's a Haas. Yeah. Then you have Sainz, Perez, or Perez Sainz. Not really much to say there, although I do think Renault will have a very good weekend, and Force India will follow behind. Which, I hope Sahara Force India can get in the McLaren-Renault rivalry, and then McLaren, I think, will fall a little bit back. And then you have Ocon, Hulkenberg, like I already said. But then, yeah, you have Ricciardo, who didn't necessarily have the best. Keep in mind, I am a fan of Ricciardo, so you'd better root for him because he's my favorite driver. And then Raikkonen surprisingly being behind Hamilton. But yeah, in the race, I do think at some point, I think Raikkonen will beat Hamilton. I cannot speak today. Will beat Hamilton off the line, or Raikkonen will beat Hamilton off the line, and then yeah, Verstappen filling his potential. I honestly think they could have set some more laps because he only did 16. So I think he could have gone a lot faster if he would have done a couple more laps. And then Bottas, who surprisingly got Mercedes up to 2nd. But yeah, Mercedes hasn't been looking too good this weekend, unlike Ferrari, who has pole position with Sebastian Vettel. Let's get in to what I think will be the standings. Now, first of all, let me say this is assuming that there are no crashes and no retirements, which is very unlikely, because Verstappen. I'm just kidding. I'll stop it. But yeah. Anyway, let's go from the bottom to up. Actually, you know what? Let's go from up to bottom. Holy crap! I think I might need a shower soon. But yeah. Anyway, Vettel. Not really much to say. He's been looking strong throughout qualifying, and I do think he will finish in P1 because Ferrari have been looking very strong this weekend. And yeah, and then Verstappen, I think, will overtake Bottas at some point. Unlike someone else, I forget who it was. Or unlike Raikkonen, I don't think it will be off the line. But, you know, I mean, Mercedes hasn't been looking too good this weekend. Raikkonen has been very strong as well throughout qualifying and practice. So I will think he will finish above Hamilton. And then Ricardo, I mean, he's been looking good, especially in P2. So, yeah. And then Perez, he's also been doing decently good, or pretty good, considering that, you know, he missed P1 because of, how do you pronounce it? Latifi? Yeah, I think it's Latifi. And then Hulkenberg will finish P8 because he hasn't been doing as well in practice and qualifying as well as practices. Hi, Dad. And then, yeah, that was awkward. And then anyway, Ocon in front of Sainz, and then Magnussen. I do think he can maintain P11 above Leclerc, who will gang one position. And then yeah, P13 going to Hartley, because you know Leclerc's not necessarily been strong, or actually he has been pretty strong. So that's I do hope that they have a really good clash. And then Alonso with P14 because he is the best driver, or is probably one of the better drivers on the grid, but he's just in the wrong car. And then Grosjean for P15. Yeah, because, I mean, Haas has been looking pretty strong throughout the weekend. He's been looking pretty strong throughout the weekend. And then I think teams won't necessarily put him in, will be thinking about him. And then you have Gasly, not really much to say. He's a pretty good driver overall, though, who will finish above Van Dorn. Not really much he can do. And then Stroll, Ericsson, and Sorokin to close that out. So anyway, that's my predictions for the Canadian Grand Prix. And yeah.